In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Doing a thing for the podcast.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast.
Fuck boys.
Holy shit. The gang's back together,
We're actually
kids.
all fucking here.
Hey, look at that. It is time. It's Freedom Friends Podcast time. I've missed you fellas.
It's been a little while.
I missed 2. I missed 2 weeks, man. Like, I think that's the longest stint that I haven't been here since we started this fucking shit show.
It's just that time of year, man. Like,
It
fucking
is.
everybody's gone doing shit.
And like next week, John and I are both out.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. Like,
It's busy.
you gonna call Big Jim in?
Yeah, sure.
Call Big Jim.
Call him now. Jim, next week you're up.
Right?
Oh, our buddy from Combat Comb Over is now in town. I talked to him. He said he'd come be on the show, too.
Oh, nice.
So,
Yeah, he's a fucking recruiter in.
Well, he was recruited before, too.
Yeah, but now he's
This
stationed
dude,
here.
now he's AGR recruiter stationed in New Braunfels.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a gig right there, man.
Yeah, dude.
AGR.
Sweet gig.
His whole gig is he just has to go from
Who
like
are we talking about?
Combat Cover.
Combat Cover.
the owner of Combat Comb Over.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
gonna blow a spot up because he's still active duty.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, he's got
Imagine being
a friend network he doesn't even know about yet.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
and that's part of the reason that he wants to come to the show,
Yeah.
and I want to get him hooked into
I live in
everybody
New
and
Braunfels.
all that kind of stuff. But yeah, he's
Yeah.
I've
Imagine-
been talking to him on the phone.
Imagine
nice.
being an active guard recruiter in anywhere in the state of Texas.
It's fucking free money.
Like,
Like,
this is easy.
Well, where do I go to basic training? About 15 miles that way. Fucking
Right? Speaking of which, Caitlin and I went to lunch together.
Are you going to introduce the show?
Well, it kind of did.
Well, you pay the bills first.
Oh, right.
Oh, fuck.
Brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use that code FTFO. Score yourself that sweet. It wiggled. 15% off. And of course, our friends, OWellness.us. Use that code FreedomFriends25. Score yourself a quarter off your order over there. Now, Caitlin and I went to lunch together today. And we went to Central Market. As we're walking in, a female drill sergeant is walking out. And she looks at me, and she looks at her, and she looks at me, and she goes, "Ah." And I go, "What?" She goes, "I wanted to tell her I liked her hat." And I was like, "You fucking shut up." You fucking shut up. But then as we were walking out, like 5 drill sergeants were like walking in. And I was just like, they were like standing in the way. And I was like, "Excuse me, they're fucking
Make a
guys."
hole.
Like, put my bag back, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know." There was some thank you for your service guys down there talking to him.
Oh.
But so anyways,
Don't thank me, thank my recruiter.
right? Don't thank me. Thank your recruiter. Oh, fuck, boys.
Yeah.
So how was the week, man? How was it? Thanksgiving is gone. We're done with that. Jazz had a fucking interesting one. I touched base with him, but how was your guys's?
Well, I drove.
Scott had an interesting one.
Yeah. So I drove from north of San Francisco back home, which was like 35 hours straight.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I did that and I got back on Wednesday. And then,
Yeah.
went
Wednesday night
to, and then went to John's Thanksgiving Day.
on Thursday. Yeah.
And then we had ours on Friday.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Nice.
feeling fat.
Fucking seriously.
Bro, all I've done is eat.
I know.
So
Just fucking constantly just
I,
eat.
I had my family out. So I had my mom, my sister, my mom's husband. Madison was over. So we decided to go grocery shopping for Thanksgiving.
Sure. Good luck.
I'm never doing this. I'm never doing it this way again.
Yeah.
Okay. We got to the grocery store.
What day?
The grocery store part wasn't bad. I mean, it was busy, but it wasn't that bad.
What day did you go?
I think we went
Tuesday.
Wednesday afternoon.
You went the day before?
No, it was, yeah.
It's ballsy. It's gutsy.
Yeah.
No, I went Tuesday evening because Andrea got in Tuesday morning. So I went Tuesday evening. But I didn't make a menu for actual Thanksgiving day, the meal.
Right.
So all of us go to the grocery store and we're like, okay, cool. What are we making? Well, and I was like, well, I got a turkey and a ham. I was like, so that's covered. I was like, everything else, whatever else we want to do, like, let's just start grabbing shit and let's just do it. Well, we never really talked with each other to figure out what we were going to make. Luckily, nobody made the same thing twice. But we had so much goddamn food. It was insane.
Lots of choices.
It was insane. We had fucking everything.
Lasagna.
Well, yeah. Well, my mom made that in Phoenix before it brought it out.
okay.
Yeah. We had everything. We had mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes, green bean casserole, stuffing, deviled eggs, 2 different pies. What else? The mac and cheese stuff.
Yeah, you had a lot.
Fucking all kinds of shit.
You know what? I didn't get deviled eggs this time.
Yeah.
I should have. We thought about it after the fact. We were like, fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just some farts that I'm just never going to have.
Right. That's the only thing I look forward to. That
Ooh.
asparagus. It's like nature's joke.
Yeah, why does it make your piss smell like that? It's so
So
fucking
bad.
weird.
Yeah.
I ever tell you guys my asparagus story?
No shit. There you are.
I was in a bathroom taking a piss at a bar.
Oh, yeah. You've told us this story.
And like this giant black dude stands next to me and I'm peeing and it smells like asparagus. And he looks down at me and he goes, asparagus? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, fucking weird, man. I was like, I know, man. It's like hilarious, man.
Thanks for noticing.
Yeah. Oh, it's a cardigan. Jazz,
Yo,
hit us with the nerdness, man. This is like,
it was fucking phenomenal.
I'm gonna give you guys
never
a-
doing Thanksgiving any other way.
I'm going to give you guys a fucking a disclaimer. If you're sensitive to nerd content, motherfucker, this is going to get you.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
This is awesome.
No, we did a full on fucking Hobbit food fest for all of
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
that's
so,
right. You found and grilled a hobbit. That's right.
Yeah, whole Hobbit. Yep.
Yeah. On a
All
pit-
of them.
on a spit.
The short ribs were amazing though.
Is there white and dark meat?
Yeah, I think it's mostly in the foot.
Yeah,
Depends what hobby you get.
Yeah.
it's a lot like cooking lamb.
Long pig, but shorter.
Yeah.
Did you spatchcock the hobbit?
No, that was dessert.
So explain.
So if you've read the books or watched the movies or whatever, they actually explain the multiple meals
Yeah.
that they have
you got
throughout the day.
breakfast.
So they have breakfast, second breakfast, elevensies,
Elevensies, which is my favorite.
luncheon,
Okay.
afternoon tea, dinner, and supper. And so
7 meals, which just means they're building metabolism.
yeah, but we did them all. And then while we did them all, we also watched all 3 of the extended editions of the film. So the film started at 7:45 in the morning. And so we did breakfast, and breakfast was bacon, sausages, tomatoes, and a little bit of cheese. And then second breakfast was some little cake things that she made. She made lamb bread. We had more bacon
I mean, that's not really,
and coffee.
because that's a mythical bread.
Well, sure. These were like,
Shortbread cookies.
it's more like, yeah, it's like a honeyed shortbread.
she showed them to me today, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, interesting.
And
They
then,
look legit, man.
Yeah.
Like,
and then we did elevensies, which was almost like a plowman's platter. So it had like cheese, dried meats, stuff like that.
charcuterie.
And then we did lunch, afternoon tea, which for me was coffee because I don't drink tea. But
It's because you're American.
I don't drink hot tea.
Yeah.
And then we did dinner and supper. But yeah, I mean, we had the stew that we had was cooking for like 36 hours before we ate it. And she made meat pies and it was pretty phenomenal. So
It's awesome.
it was so much food though. Like 7 meals by the end of the day. I was just like, fuck.
How was that poop though?
I'm still pooping.
Oh yeah.
Like I shit 4 times today. It was amazing.
Yeah,
And
that's
then,
all I've done is eat and shit. Like
and
the
then we've
last
had-
3 days.
and then-
food out food.
And then all day was ale. And I have a mug, a wooden mug. There's a plaque on it from the Prancing Pony. So all day I drink out of that, and that was
You have a My Little Pony mug?
no,
Prancing
A
Pony.
prancing pony.
it's the bar, man.
It's the bar
Oh.
from the movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I didn't
But,
even really like those movies, and I still know that much shit.
Yeah.
I
But
still have no idea.
I fell asleep in them.
I wasn't a huge fan. I wasn't a huge fan of them.
not for everybody.
Just everybody's walking. I think Clerks 2 summed it up amazingly.
There's 3 movies of people fucking walking.
Yeah, like Randall's fucking interpretation of like he
Well,
throws
so-
the ring and he goes. It's my fucking favorite.
The problem with those is that arguably the main storyline is the ring going to be destroyed,
yeah,
which is 2 hobbits fucking walking. Somebody mapped it out, and it was the equivalent to like 1,300 miles.
Jesus
they walk
Christ.
it. So
So in
They have
like
little fucking gates.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's like 2,600 miles, and
Yeah.
regular people walk.
So
Jesus.
according to the story, it's they come home 13 months to the day after they left, like according to the story. But the thing is that very shortly into the journey, the whole party like breaks up. So the most interesting part of the story is everything that's happening with everybody else in the story other than the two hobbits that are carrying the ring. Like
Yeah.
they're the most boring
Man.
part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So if
And
you
they're the
break-
main story arc.
I
If
don't
you
know,
break
man.
it down, that's like 100 miles a month.
I think Sam got fucked. Like Sam Ganji is far and away the fucking hero of that film.
Well, yeah,
of
but
the
even
entire series.
even Tolkien said that.
yeah.
The guy that wrote the books literally says that the actual hero of the story is
Sam.
Sam.
Sam
it's
Wise.
not
Yeah.
because Frodo's a dick.
Yeah, he is.
He's a complete asshole.
Yeah.
And he's an asshole the entire time.
He's selfish as fuck.
He's selfish before. He's selfish before he gets the ring and all that shit. He's a dick. But he grew up he's a privileged adopted dude of the richest guy in town.
Yeah.
And then that dude takes off, leaves him the giant mansion to live in with all of his money. And Sam is literally his gardener.
Yeah.
Like quite literally takes care of the yard.
That's why he calls him Mr. Frodo.
Yeah.
Which is just,
She's his employee.
wow. What a cunt.
But Tolkien actually said that Sam is actually the hero of that story.
yeah.
It's not Frodo.
I think in the movies, though, I don't think he got enough credit.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
why essentially the fan base afterwards is always like, he's the real hero.
Fuck both of you.
Yeah. So I literally did that and painted a model. That was my Thanksgiving.
That
Fucking
came out
right,
really
man.
good too.
I'm really happy with the way that model turned
That came
out.
out good.
Well, I was gonna deep fry a turkey. And this is my fault because I didn't specify how much oil she needed to pick up.
She got a little bottle.
She got 1 gallon.
Yeah, it's not enough.
That's 3 gallons shy.
Yep.
So I was like, well,
Which is why a lot of those places just sell that fucking box that
yeah,
you get.
and
that's
that's
just like
that's
enough
usually what
to-
I fucking thought. I thought that's what she was getting, but all good. We have the turkey roaster, so the roast of the turkey turned out fucking great. It was good. Shout out to our boys, Grill Your Ass Off. I used 2 of their seasonings, mixed them together. I used their chicken seasoning,
Yeah.
and then I mixed it with the mango habanero
Oh,
crispies
goddamn
one
right.
together, and fucking stuffed butter down in the bird, and fucking did all that shit. Turned out fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, fucking Murph, thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Like shit was fucking amazing. So, matter of fact, I think you can still use that code FF15 over there.
Yeah.
Get yourself 15%
Yeah, I
off
think it's
their
gone
stuff too. Yeah.
GrillYourAssOff.com.
Yeah. So it was fucking a great bird. Turned out great. Stovetop, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And yeah, Haley makes these mashed potatoes, and Jazz and I had a conversation about this. Her mashed potatoes are amazing, and it's one ingredient that makes them awesome.
Cream cheese.
Potatoes.
Real potatoes?
Well, yeah, real potatoes, but cream cheese. Like people don't realize, man, cream cheese
Put
will
cream
fucking,
cheese in your mashed potatoes. It changes everything.
it will fucking, it just elevates them, man. So she makes these amazing potatoes in a crock pot
Yeah.
that are, and it's like she uses, instead of water and shit, she basically cooks them in broth and
Okay.
in like chicken stock.
Mm.
It's fucking awesome. Like they are amazing. Probably the highlight of my meal
Nice.
was that. And then our biggest issue is because we also went shopping a little too late, is we couldn't find fucking cranberry sauce.
Oh, really?
Like we were looking at, because I need my jellied fucking slices, man. like I need it.
Oh, you just want canned gelatin.
You goddamn right.
Yeah.
and we did find it, and it ended up HEB came through, found it. So
See, that's the big thing is I'm just not a huge fan of fucking. We talked about this on the episode before Thanksgiving because you were like, "What's your favorite dish?" And so
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Thanksgiving food. Like it just doesn't really
I get that, man. I understand that.
like.
Like-
And anything that I do like from Thanksgiving, I can make whenever the fuck I want to.
Yeah,
It's
but-
not like they only sell stovetop in
but-
fucking November.
Right?
To keep it good, you only are supposed to eat that stuff on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but even on Thanksgiving, I'm not a huge fan of the food.
Bless you.
Yeah,
Like
well,
it's just like I don't like cranberry sauce. I don't like fucking green bean casserole. Like turkey is
I agree.
meh.
I agree with that
Like-
100%. We did the green beans different this year. She fried them in a pan with not vinegar, with garlic and parmesan.
Yeah.
They were legit.
Well, it's like he asked me what my favorite dish was, and I was like, fucking crescent rolls.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
Yeah,
Fucking yeah. Like King's Hawaiian, bro.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Fucking
I'm
motherfucking
all over that.
King's Hawaiian.
I'm just not a big fan of Thanksgiving food.
Oh yeah.
Although we're already planning our Christmas menu, so
Yeah.
yeah.
So now, do you consider Christmas food the same as Thanksgiving food?
No. No, but I grew up. So I grew up. Thanksgiving was always my grandfather's place, and he always did prime rib.
Yeah.
I do prime rib on Christmas.
But this year, I think we're going to do beef Wellington
Ooh.
because we've never done it. So the good time to do it is when you have a bunch of people coming over
of
and you try that for the first time.
Yeah, that's
Why not
an
do
easy recipe.
Gordon Ramsay's fucking signature dish. Go nuts.
So, well, it's his favorite dish. I don't know if it's his signature, but I mean, look, here's the deal: is he loves to say that it's super hard, and that English food is not hard. I'm sorry, but it's just not.
It's because English food is shit.
It's because England was so poor for so fucking long that all of their food was made by peasants. So none of it's that complicated. So
Ratatouille is not that big of a deal.
the biggest thing that people fuck up is that when they brown the meat, they don't then let it rest to let all the juices actually like calm down. They instantly wrap it, and then it gets soggy as fuck because you didn't let all the juices rest out. Other than that, you wrap it, you bake it. Like it's not really that fucking hard.
Yeah.
I am going to use his Christmas version though, so it has chestnuts in it.
Oh, okay. And so are you still going to use like the?
You still use mushroom, but you add chestnut.
Oh, okay.
It just adds a little bit of that roasty Christmas flavor in there.
I'm into that.
Yeah. So
Fucking A.
that's going to cost me a fucking arm and a leg because I don't know if you've looked at the cost of fucking beef lately.
It's retarded.
But-
Dude.
And I have to buy a fucking uncut loin,
I
which
did,
is just filet that hasn't been chopped
listen
up.
to you assholes on the podcast that I wasn't on, and you talked about buying a cow, and I am all in.
right? That's what I'm
I
saying.
now am coming into possession of a chest freezer, so I'm all
Yeah.
about this conversation
Yeah.
now.
If we have to, we'll pick up the cow in the Warfighter trailer,
Right.
and then go drop it off at the
So
butcher.
apparently what we do is we call a cattle farm and let them know that we want to buy a heifer. And then they will literally tell us where they can have it delivered to have it processed. And then we give them the cut sheet and they cut it and then we just go pick up our fucking meat.
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm into that.
So I mean, apparently it's a little bit more upfront, but it's like a year's worth of beef that you're just stashing away. So.
Every time I've gone to Academy Sports and asked for the cattle license for hunting,
they're always sold out.
they're always sold out.
Fuckers.
So
Fucking bastards.
I don't know what kind of lottery
I don't know
you gotta
why.
get on that.
It's not like there's a
Right.
bag limit on fucking cows.
Right.
Oh, there is.
Yeah,
It's zero. It's
But I like all the stuff that's out there, like all these cattle
called
farmers and
poaching.
stuff. Where they're like, stop listening to the fact that there's a beef shortage. There's not a beef shortage. There's a shortage of employees at the processing plants. So, but there's not a beef shortage. Like we didn't stop making cows.
I want mine to be grass-fed, vegan, gluten-free.
Most cows are vegan.
I think you're good.
Yeah.
I think you're safe.
Fuck that. I want a cow that's only been eating cheeseburgers.
I want a cannibal cow.
You want a mad cow?
Fuck yeah.
All right.
I want them pissed.
Angry cow.
I want
an
mad
angry
as
cow.
fuck.
I'm telling you, that's how we get zombies.
Yeah.
Mad cow disease is gonna mutate. Bam.
You just counter it with the corona and you're fine.
That's true.
That new variant.
The Omicron.
Oh yeah. Happy new variant day, boys.
Right?
Yeah, 4 people got sick in a different country.
I saw that
Let's fire this worry shit up again.
I saw that the Wuhan factory, they let white smoke out of the smokestack
To let us know that the new strain has been named.
Fucking virus
favorite-
conclave.
The one that I saw that's my favorite right now is it was the Omicron variant under microscope. And it's the alien from Futurama that says like, "Hello, puny Earthlings," because they're from planet Omicron.
Like, who names these?
They're going down the Greek alphabet.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. It's fucking.
So that's why we're at the Omicron variant.
No,
If you want to know which one's next, go look up your Greek alphabet.
yeah. Which I don't know. So
me neither.
Yeah.
Omega.
No, that's the last one. Starts with alpha, ends with omega.
Oh yeah.
That's
Makes
why
sense.
it's the whole like I'm the alpha and the omega, which is amazing that they use the Greek alphabet for that, considering that Christianity didn't go to Greece till like way the fuck later. So I want to know where in the Old Testament he quoted himself as the alpha and the omega.
It's when the new guy rewrote it.
It's
Yeah.
it's how
that
it's
would be
translated.
that would be King James the Sixth that later became King James the First, because when you're king you can just decide that you're not the sixth
Yeah.
anymore.
I don't like the 6.
And
I'm
he
just gonna be
decided
the
to
first.
leave his mark on reality of who is actually a descendant of a Scottish king.
Huh. Well, this fucker does not want to stay lit today. What are we smoking, boys?
Well, I'm finishing this one up, but then I'm going over to the Old Faithful. I don't know. I've got this Corona in my pocket too.
I'm running a 762 Garrison Rosado.
Yeah, I'm a little heavy tonight, huh?
I got the nod from.
We'll talk to you offline about those.
Oh no, I'm aware.
Yeah.
It doesn't make them. They still taste awesome.
Yeah.
They're just mechanically not doing what they're supposed to do.
Right.
So I was willing to offer myself as tribute to muscle through them because they still taste delicious, but they require more work than your cigars typically do.
Yeah.
So
Did you boys see the Ghislaine Maxwell?
Ghislaine Maxwell has
Ghislaine.
Ghislaine, which
Ghislaine.
isn't that far off.
No, it's
That's,
not.
She's a jizzlane.
You're welcome. I did that for you.
yeah.
You know what makes me
yeah,
mad
her
about
trial
that?
is getting ready to start.
You know what
Yeah,
makes me mad
not-
about that?
Gonna be on air though.
No.
You know what makes me mad about that is
What?
the judge restricted what they're allowed to talk about.
Now I heard something about this judge. That she is the something related to James Comey.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like his fucking
Conflict of interest much?
sister or some
Right?
shit.
But no,
Like-
so they're only limited to like the 4 things that she's on trial for.
Yeah, you could. Well,
And they're not allowing to like name drop, and they're not allowing calling witnesses and all kinds of shit. Like this could be they literally released the coronavirus because all this shit happened.
Yeah, right?
Like literally,
Yeah.
it all happened. They're like, we have a fucking list. We have all this evidence, and coronavirus. Just kidding.
Yeah.
And now it's all buried. Nobody can talk about it. And
Can you
now
believe it's been 2 years since he didn't kill himself?
I know.
It's crazy.
And they won't air it because it's gonna be too something.
dude, I named all my Christmas lights Epstein.
Because they didn't hang themselves.
Well, I'm hoping they'll fucking hang themselves at
Yeah.
this point. I'm like,
Yeah, right.
come on.
Let's go, Jeff and Jeff and Jeff and Jeff and Jeff and Jeff and Jeff. No.
But yeah, I was hoping that this was gonna like literally change the world, but I don't think anything's gonna come of it.
No,
I think she's gonna go to jail, and that's gonna be it.
You got the wrong dude in office to make this change the world, bro.
But I just wish, like, I don't know. I wish she would turn state's evidence and be like, I'm fucking throwing everybody under the bus.
Yeah, right?
Everyone.
Problem is, the fucking state's a fucking problem.
I know.
You know, like that's the problem, man. Is all their
Yeah.
fucking bosses are on that list.
Right?
Did you see the lawsuit announcement today, though?
Yeah. That's
From,
good one.
I missed it.
Kyle Rittenhouse
Yep.
Oh, I saw
Oh,
that.
who's
has sued Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar
Fucking
for
A.
$60 million.
And he's got a fucking case,
Yeah,
bro.
he does.
He's got a fucking case.
Holy
Yep.
fuck.
And every one of them twats that called him a white supremacist and shit, I'd be like,
Yeah.
slander, 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 slander.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Whoopi
Yep.
Goldberg and Joy
So
Behar.
the best
I
part
hope-
is I
I
hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't want it. Like I hope he does this one, and then waits to see the outcome,
Oh, I think this is just
and
the
then-
first case.
and then just starts going
Yeah,
down
yeah.
the fucking
It's
road.
just the
Fucking A, dude.
first
and it's
case.
everybody,
Fuck yeah.
everyone.
Absolutely.
Greta better
We
fucking
here-
catch a lawsuit.
We
Goddamn
here at the
right.
Freedom Friends podcast fully support freedom in Kyle Rittenhouse.
I support his ability to go fucking sue the fuck out of these people.
Fuck yeah, dude. Like, you got drugged through the fucking mud, man.
Well, like I have issues with
Like, that kid wants to go to college, and
I
he's
have-
never going to be able
He
to
doesn't
like
need to
live
anymore.
a fucking normal life.
After all
have-
these lawsuits,
I
He
have-
wants to be a nurse. That's what he wants to do.
yeah.
You know,
I have
like,
issues with that whole situation. I have issues with what he did. I have issues with the way that the case was handled. I like the whole thing's fucked. But
Well, I'm convinced I
I'm
can be a
all
lawyer
about-
now after watching those motherfucking chuds.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Especially
fuck,
like
dude.
I know I could be a weapons expert. Like
Yeah.
Jesus fucking
yeah,
Christ.
Yeah.
an expert witness.
Yeah, holy
Like,
Christ.
I am fucking. I'm gonna go to law school because I can't. I got to be better than them. I mean, holy fuck, man. Like,
Do you know have you ever seen the law, the program in Virginia for becoming a lawyer?
No.
So in Virginia, in lieu of going to law school, you can actually go apprentice under a lawyer for 2 years and then take the bar
Oh,
and
I'm
become
in.
a lawyer.
California, you can if you pass what's called the baby bar, you can go to fucking straight into law school without an undergrad.
Yeah, well, and then there's states in the South that literally you can just go take the bar.
Yeah.
Like,
that's. I think it should be like that. Like, why do I need to go to college to be able to take?
yeah,
the
I don't
bar?
understand why there's a
I can learn on my own.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get that with like
I mean, look at my cousin Vinny.
OJT, bro.
My cousin Vinny. That dude's a fucking lawyer.
yeah, but well, like I like the Virginia program. Go apprentice under a lawyer for 2 years and then go take the bar.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Is that a
No, I
is
get
that
it.
like a Commonwealth thing?
I don't know. I just know it's in Virginia.
In Nebraska, you can be a lawyer if you go to the bar.
Nice. Sounds about
That's a
right.
different kind of lawyer. That's the sea lawyer.
It's a barracks lawyer.
So, boys, I got this box. And
What's in the box?
what's in the box?
Well, it is that time of year.
It is that time of year for the what's in the box. And
Have Scott reach his hand in.
I've been in his box before.
so this is yours.
Oh shit!
What is going on here?
Am I passing it down?
These are your Christmas gifts from me.
No fucking
Whoa,
way.
look at this.
They're fucking dope.
Oh.
And I wanted to give them to you early because I think we should decide what we should laser engrave on these fucking things on the show. And I have one as well. I
Holy
didn't bring it in.
shit.
It's fucking dope, man. They're fucking.
This is fucking
I will tell you
epic.
right now. Open them up. They are fucking packed well, man. They spent some time on this packaging. or use your fingernails, you fucking claw haven. Jesus Christ.
And now for our audio show, when you're
Yeah, for
hearing
those of
us
you that are just
opening
that
presents.
are only listening, Mikey has given us travel decanters.
So
And by decanter, I mean like it's a glass container designed to hold liquor.
but it's
inside stainless steel.
so
But it's in a stainless steel tumbler,
it's-
so you could actually
get
like
two tumblers, you get two cups with it.
Jesus, this is packed tighter than iPhones.
I'm telling you, dude, like they put in some fucking work on this. You're only halfway through, bro. Like this is part of the reason I wanted you guys to do this on the show, just to see this ridiculous pack job.
What the fuck?
dude, the tightness on this box would pass Ghislaine Maxwell's test.
So this is a young decanter.
What the fuck?
Am I lying, dude?
I can't even get the sleeve off of mine.
Gee, there's fucking more. God damn it.
I'm telling you, man. Like
So I got
they were
an
fucking
outside sleeve,
serious.
and then a box, and then I have
Some foam.
some foam, custom cut, which is
Oh,
amazing.
Good news though. It came with a quick start guide.
That should have been on the outside of the box on how to open it.
Right, a nice canvas bag, and that comes off. Okay, that's good. And then my decanter that you unscrew.
I got enough shit on the desktop.
Oh, there's more.
There's more.
There's a nice
God
piece
damn.
of paper.
Look at this.
But they're dope, man.
Oh my god,
Hell yeah.
So
that's fucking sweet.
That is awesome.
Merry Christmas, boys. But what I want to know is
Holy shit.
the first thing I think we should do is I think it should, do a Christmas 2021 on the bottom here.
Yeah.
But we have a number of opportunities to say we can either make this funny and do like ridiculous shit that makes fun of ourselves, or we can do like our call signs, or we can do like our
this
fucking
actually-
whatever. Like,
This holds a decent amount of booze.
dude, you can mix whatever the fuck in there, man. Like, it's glass,
I like it.
That's pretty fucking
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
God,
So it's pretty legit.
that's fucking yeah.
It's one of those. So
Wow.
And to give some context to the listeners, I saw these a couple months ago, and I was like, they need these or they're gonna die.
Yeah.
So I bought them for them, and
This is amazing.
they came in, and I was like, I guess this will work for Christmas.
All right, that's a lot easier to use when you take that little plastic condom off the stopper.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I was,
Yeah.
yeah, that's much easier to use.
Oh, that is awesome.
But how about
Thank
that
you.
pack job?
Right?
That's insane.
What the fuck, man? Like,
This is a company that put some thought into. Hey, we're gonna have to ship these.
yeah, right.
How do we protect our product? Because there's hand blown glass in there.
You know
Yeah.
what though? I've got a fair amount of confidence, like that if I was going somewhere and decided to take booze with me, that's
not
gonna
bad.
be
Even gonna
fine.
fucking so I can clean it.
Yeah,
I could clean the outside, make it look pretty.
there you go.
Actually, I wonder.
Shit, where did you find that?
Right here.
It's right by your quick start guide.
Oh yeah, no, does it work? Hey, that's gonna reduce the rattle. Hold on. John or something.
Which I think he is. Nailed
Nothing.
it. Nailed it.
Fucking nailed
So
it.
it came with a napkin.
Yeah, it came with a napkin for
It's a cleaning
concealability.
cloth.
Yeah.
But
Isn't that kind of what a napkin is?
yeah, but the quick start guide.
Open.
Is my
pour booze in.
decanter dishwasher safe? The glass is.
Oh, right here. And if we
Nothing
would have
else,
read the
though.
quick start guide, it says, "My travel decanter rattles. Your hand blown glass decanter is safe inside the stainless steel tumbler. However, if desired, the enclosed microfiber cloth can be wrapped around the glass to reduce sound and movement."
Bam.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, boys. Merry Christmas.
Holy shit.
So what are we going to engrave on these bitches? Because you got your fancy engraver.
I know, right?
You can put hot stuff in it too.
Yes.
I'm
You just
bringing
carry around
coffee
a
to work.
totty?
Actually, I don't need to. We just got a fancy coffee machine.
Just say, there's literally like a fancy ass Breville right there.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Fucking A.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Well, enjoy it, boys. Figured that'd be good for a golf bag, hunting trip, fucking.
Keep in the car when you get pulled over. They might not know what it is.
Yeah, right? Just looks like a thermos, man.
It's just my it's just my tumbler.
yeah,
That's good.
it's fine. So, there you go.
Yeah. Thank you.
Shit, what are we going to engrave on this?
Right? That's why I wanted to bring it early, because it's like there's endless possibilities here.
Well, we need to put the Freedom Friends logo on them.
I like that.
Yeah, Freedom Friends logo.
Yeah.
I think we should put the Freedom Friends logo and then put 2021 underneath it.
Okay. I like
And
it.
then, yeah.
We should put
The call sign idea is actually
some
a
way
good
to
idea.
identify whose is whose.
Well, the call sign idea is pretty good.
Well, you got to remember, so you have two cups, though. So you got to do, it's a his and hers kind of deal, man.
Well,
I'm going to put mine and also mine.
You could you could put whatever logo across both, and that way you see it when it's together.
Oh,
Oh, that's true.
that's not a bad move.
Except you'd have to worry about how tight you tighten it to line it up. No, that would work.
Yeah?
Yeah, we can do that.
Uh-huh. Well, there you have it, boys.
This is
That's
legit.
fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's super
Oh,
legit.
thank you.
My pleasure, man. My
Yeah,
pleasure.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah,
this
dude.
is pretty phenomenal.
I think Justin's going to enjoy his gift from me as well. I know he's going to enjoy Jazz's gift. And you gave him a job, so you're good.
I'm pretty happy with what I got him for Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and we talk about it every year. We've done it the last 2 years. Like, we don't really give a shit about Christmas gifts per se.
Yeah.
It's just I don't believe in needing a reason to buy someone a present.
No, I agree.
I mean, it's nice, you know, to have like that kind of season's greeting, that kind of season's feelings, I guess, you know. But it's you know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think for me, the whole Christmas gift thing is like, I don't do everybody. Like, I've got a pretty tight list on
yeah,
who I'm actually going to give gifts to. And it's people that I actually like give a shit about.
yeah, yeah. I'm kind of the
So-
same. Like it's very.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm like,
It's like
yeah,
when it's like when I got Jack the first edition of fucking
Yeah.
of fucking Huckleberry Finn. Like, you know, like he appreciated it. So things like that. Which who by the way I hung out with last night.
I saw that.
So he calls me. Mandeville calls me at like fucking, I don't know, like 3:00 in the afternoon yesterday. And he's like, I'm like, hi Jack. And he's like, hey Mike. Only guy alive that calls me Mike for whatever fucking reason. Like him, my brother, and my wife are the only people who call me Mike, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. And I'm like, what's up, buddy? And he's like, hey, do you want to go to a regional wrestling event at the VFW in Shirts tonight?
A regional.
Yes. And I was like,
I saw that
like,
too.
Absolutely 100% I do. And so he's like, cool, I'll meet you at 6. And so I met him over there at the VFW down there on 78.
Yeah.
And yeah, we went to it was like one of those regional wrestling events where like dudes were like hitting each other with like wiffle ball bats with like they had duct tape backwards on it with like thumbtacks in it and shit. And
Wasn't there a
there's like
midget there?
there was no midgets. No,
Oh.
no. I would have called you. Well, not you because you'd have blew it. I'd have called you.
100% would have gone.
Yeah. I will say that there is midget wrestling coming up at the Bracken Saloon here in like the next week or so.
Yeah.
I knew some of those regional wrestler guys. I wrestled with some of those regional wrestlers.
You know,
I
and
did my
thought-
luchador thing.
I thought about you because they had some luchador guys there, and I thought about
probably
you.
knew 'em.
And I was like, that's hilarious.
Was there like a 7-foot tall black guy there named Omega?
No,
Jazz, you were a Mexican wrestler?
Once.
he was. I'm telling you.
One time.
I've seen pictures, and they're fucking majestic.
There's video. There's video somewhere. I think Justin might still have the footage of that.
I think I actually have it somewhere on Instagram. I'll look it up right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I lucha
Yeah.
wrestled.
He was. What was your name? Your luchador name?
El Carano Blanco, the White Rabbit.
Which is also a former music venue here in San Antonio.
Yep.
Oh.
It's now the Paper Tiger.
Yeah, I worked there.
Went from the white rabbit to the paper tiger, huh?
It did. It did.
White White was legit though. There was bands that would like huge bands that had gotten their start there when they were touring, and there were nobody that would just show up and do shows.
Yeah. I used to hate working at Paper Tiger because you would have like the old school fucking dickheads come in and be like, man, I remember when this was the Rabbit, I could do this. When this is the Rabbit, well, it's not the fucking Rabbit anymore, fuckface. Like
it got shut down because when it was the Rabbit, it was
terrible.
It was the fucking Wild West.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't matter. You go on a Tuesday night and it was like 40 dude fight and fucking, like, it was rowdy. I went to a show there and literally the band stopped and everybody pulled rails off the bass drum and then went back to playing.
Oh.
And it was just like, okay, I guess this shit was rowdy.
I saw Suicidal Tendencies there. I worked the show.
I saw the Foo Fighters there.
Wow.
The what?
The Foo Fighters.
The what?
The Foo Fighters.
The Foo Fighters. No, I guess when they were like post Nirvana, when they were doing all the like small club shit, they like played there and they just showed up and played like 3 or 4 songs and then left.
It's tasting really good, and I need a refill, Mikey.
Yeah, that basil's fucking good.
That's pretty delicious. That basil is compliments of Big Dick Dirks.
Big Dick Dirks.
Thanks
And
for
that-
not drinking all of it there, Big Dick.
Yeah.
That JMO bottle is courtesy of Mini Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson's offspring.
What did he say? He's actually my stepdad.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was like, and he said it so perfectly
I
that
didn't even question it.
I was like,
oh, cool.
Really?
I believe it.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Are we all on this train?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
everybody's drinking basil.
Yeah. It's solid, man.
delicious.
I'm
This is
enjoying
like, I'm not gonna lie, I love Christmas, but having people's gifts, the weight of being able to give people their gifts
it. Yeah.
is my least favorite part. Of
And
Christmas.
fucking shipping. And we know, John.
What?
We know about shipping and you.
No, it's not shipping.
You
It's
know,
like
lately I haven't been hating shipping.
it's like I have
Just wait until 3 days from now.
Yeah, I'll give it a week and then ask.
yeah,
them.
I have people's gifts,
Yeah.
and I desperately want to give them to people.
Speaking of shipping,
That's why I just do it willy
Just
nilly.
like trying to hold off.
I just do it willy nilly. Like technically, I gave Dave his gift a little while ago. I told him about it. I was just like, "Hey, man, this is what you're getting."
Gave all of us ours right now.
Yeah, you know,
also true.
like I don't.
It's not even December.
Yeah, I don't care. Like
it's after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it's after Thanksgiving.
Tis
It's
the
officially
season,
Christmas
bitches.
season.
Tis the season, yo.
I don't know. I'm gonna end up doing it early because I know people are gonna travel and they have family that comes in or whatever. And, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm hosting a Christmas dinner, but it's like my immediate family and people that aren't going somewhere else. So it's not that I don't love you guys, but you all have families or people that come in, or I'm assuming some of you are going like back home and stuff
Sure.
like that. So
Dave, you going back to Nebraska for Christmas?
No, I was just there.
Oh, that's right.
You went for Thanksgiving.
You went for Thanksgiving.
so,
Nice,
but I think I have 9 people for Christmas dinner right now.
nice.
So.
Nice. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Last year I did crab cakes and steaks.
Hmm.
I don't know what I'm.
Got them from your hometown.
Got them from Haley's hometown. Fuck face. All right. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do this year for dinner for Christmas.
Oh, before we get too far on a tangent, I am going to be totally selfish with this, but I am going to raise my glass and wish a happy birthday to my father-in-law.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
today was his birthday,
Today was his birthday.
and you're missed, especially around this time of year, because he was fucking hilarious at Christmas. So
Hey Dave.
So your wife, in her classic fashion,
Notepad off my desk.
today. We're standing outside and she's like, "You want to just go smoke?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, I knew she was having a rough day.
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah." So like we're standing outside and one of the IT guys is like walking in. He's like, "You having a rough day?" And she goes, "Yeah." She's like, "It's my dad's birthday and he died." Just straight in his face. And he's like, and she did it just to fuck with him.
Yeah.
And she's like,
Thank you.
"Yeah, he's dead now." And she just kept digging it deeper. And I'm just like, "You're such a fucking dick, man."
we were out running errands, and we were driving in the car and had my mother on speakerphone.
She told me this.
And my mom was like, "So who else coming to dinner?" And Caitlin, without missing a beat, goes like, "Well, my mom and dad won't be there."
It's funny. I told her I was like you deal with your grief very similar to the way a lot of me and my friends do.
That's how I
with
deal
like
with
a
it.
reverent humor,
Yeah.
right? And I was like, and believe it or not, it got us in a tangent because we started talking about my parents, right? Now, as you guys all know, I lost my parents very young, right? Like my dad died when I was 11. My mom died when I was 20. Like I was very, very young.
Well, the first dad kind of like just dipped, didn't he?
Well, that's the guy who died. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Well, yeah, I wasn't really busted up about it. True. Right? But very
that
true.
9-year cigarette trip probably.
Right. It's like, I met him once when I was 8 and then he dropped when I was 11. So yeah, like I went to school that morning. I was like, okay. like, I remember it was funny. I remember like my 4th grade teacher pulled me out in the hallway and she was like, your mom called and told me what happened. Are you okay? And I was like, yeah. Can I go back to the quiz? I was like,
You have to know somebody to miss them.
yeah, right. Like I had no frame of reference, man. I didn't know this person. Right?
Cutting into my recess time.
Yeah, right. Like you're
I've
fucking
had
me
family
up.
members die, and I was more broken up when Alan Rickman passed. Like,
Not Snape, no. Fucking Severus. So like, but I started talking to Caitlin about this, and I was like, it's funny, like, without sounding like religious and the whole everything happens for a reason, I do think that dealing with the loss of my parents at such a young age better prepared me for combat, and being able to go into situations that dealt with death with a clearer mind.
well, you're correct, but I'm not going to bore the audience with the actual reference on why. Because you did end up with a skill set that's
like,
legit.
yeah.
So
It's-
so
it makes sense to me though. Like I feel like I handled it better, which in turn made me a better Marine, a better leader.
so the number one
because of
cause of
that.
PTSD is actually what's known as compartmental fracture.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is through life you build a logic path on how to deal with things, and it starts with little things when you're young, like that's hot, don't touch it. Things like that. These build logic paths.
I'm still trying to figure that out sometimes.
Yeah.
They
Every
build
time I
logic
take
paths.
a bite of food, I'm like, oh fuck.
So your stressors start small. You start learning how to deal with those stressors.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da. So you have built-in essentially muscle memory of how your brain compartmentalizes and then adds logic to legitimate outcome.
Sure.
Then when catastrophe happens, you end up with what's known as compartmental fracture because you don't know what to do with it. So instead of having this super handy filing cabinet of this is where everything goes so that I can make sense of it, it all ends up all over the place.
Sure.
And that's what actually is the leading cause of PTSD, which leads to depression and all this. It's literally you don't know what to do with the information. So since you aren't able to compartmentalize it in a correct and logical pattern, you have these triggers that will then pull that information and it throws you into a non-logic path. And that's what causes PTSD triggering. It's because you're in fractured logic path.
Makes
so you
sense.
don't know how to walk through it. But when you're young and you're still building all those pathways and you suffer trauma, you've now built a habit, a muscle memory of how to compartmentalize correctly that trauma. And that's the number one thing that I have an issue with pharmaceutical solutions that we handle with the veteran community.
You know what I have a problem with?
Hmm.
This is the first time I've ever heard that, and it makes sense.
Yeah. It's
No
infuriating,
one's
isn't it?
ever fucking
And
told
I've
us
been in
this.
the army for 10 years, and,
this
I've
is-
been out for fucking 15.
and this is what
This is
infuriates
literally
me.
the first time I'm hearing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So this is one of the biggest issues
Thanks,
with,
VA.
with how the VA actually handles it is because we go,
They throw meds at everything, man.
but because
Like,
they solve it all with pharmaceutical psychology.
Yeah.
Well, let's not explain it to somebody.
But-
Let's fucking.
And the thing
You're
is,
fine here.
and the thing is that explaining like that, especially with the military community, is we are trained in very logical A to B situations. So it's A to B, B to C, C to D.
Yeah.
And we train that way because it builds mental muscle memory. It's not just the muscle memory. You can break it down to BRM. BRM is a sequence. And
basic rifle marksmanship.
for those of you that don't know it, yes. I forget that we have
I got
actually
you.
quite a few
I got
civilians.
you.
So,
I got you.
but if you think about
that's an army
BRM,
term, man. I don't know what the fuck you were talking
so
about.
basic rifle marksmanship, you guys probably have an equivalent term.
Probably.
But you do that so much that if we sat here, we've been out for a while, but if we sat here and thought about it, we could go through the whole sequence of everything that has to do with basic rifle marksmanship.
Sure.
solid cheek weld, controlling your breathing, trigger squeeze, all of that kind of stuff. But when you do it long enough, you're not thinking about every single one of those steps. It becomes muscle memory. It's a sequential thought process that's now become embedded. So, but we train for combat that way, but then we do not train ourselves for post-combat trauma in the same fashion. And we've already built that training in. Instead, on the back end, we go like, here's a pill and a 30% check, you're fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're not fine. And it can be fixed. Like,
Yeah.
So, but it's fractured. It's fractured logic. It's fractured compartmentalization. And you can look this up, and now a lot of times psychologists that are charging you by the hour will not explain this
Of course
because
not.
then it actually solves problems and you don't have to go anymore.
Yeah.
So it's a profit drive. But yeah,
Sounds almost like a booster shot.
Or a
But-
variant.
yeah. But it's like you just said, Scott. I explained it in 30 seconds, and it
Yeah.
obviously goes a lot deeper. And you're going, yeah, fuck, that actually makes total sense.
Right,
like,
right.
why didn't?
Like, I don't know. Like,
So
gee, maybe they should put that out or something.
yeah,
Like,
and that's why,
Why are
actually,
we funding this?
yeah. And so a lot of it, when we're encouraging people to talk about it, when you understand why you should talk about it, what you can do is you can start applying that logic path, and it starts to compartmentalize the action.
Sure.
And then you can apply skill sets that you have from other places into that stress factor, and you can start compartmentalizing and reducing that fracture, and it reduces all that triggering. And when you reduce the triggering, you then build further skill set that compartmentalizes it further, and now you have control of a fractured thought, and it no longer is fractured and your triggers fall away. So that's why that young exposure, your mind was still so malleable at that point that you learned
Sure.
how to compartmentalize trauma in a logical
Like,
pattern.
don't get me wrong. When my mom passed away, it fucked me up.
And it's
You know what I mean?
supposed
Like
to. That
yeah.
just means you're human.
Sure,
Like that
sure.
you're supposed to. Loss of something important should hurt.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Right.
That's but again, it's logic.
But I seriously believe, and this makes a lot of sense because I believe that it made me a better combat leader. You know, like, and able to handle those fucking weird stressors that
Well,
dealt with death.
The same thing here. I think, like, you look at the guys in World War II, World War One.
I was
right?
gonna bring that up, actually.
They had no desensitization. We grew up watching fucking crazy ass movies,
Sure.
playing fucked up video games, and like everybody's like, "Oh, they're so
But
violent."
half their family died of polio and shit.
right?
So,
Right. But like, you know what? My kids, I know their path is going to be in the military. If they want to play fucked up video games, it might help them through fucked up situations in the military. You know what I mean? Like, if they're a little desensitized,
There's
to
an
it.
argument for it, but the biggest reason when you look at what we now call the greatest generation and why those guys, and a lot of them still broke, don't get me wrong.
Sure.
Like a lot of these guys
Sure.
ended
They
up
just called it shell shock. It was just named something different.
right. But the reason a lot of these dudes, and you find out it's like some random dude from West Virginia that was a hell of a shot and and came out of it fine. A lot of it is you have to look at how that generation grew up.
Sure.
These are people that remembered the Depression, and they remembered random people dying. People died at a very young age.
Right.
All this kind of stuff. The level of stress that they dealt with day to day was at it was so much higher than what we deal with now that putting them in the combat situation, they had a stronger tool set for being able to adapt to that new stress.
Yeah.
Most of the people that we send to war now, even our generation, we grew up pretty decently. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a lot of struggle.
even
Well, I think
even the poorer end that
Like-
goes
like-
in,
like
you
even-
still lived pretty well.
In the grand scheme, though, not that bad.
But and,
Right.
like,
and I'm not going to try to simplify it, a combat deployment.
No, I'm
But-
not trying to do that at all.
No.
Like,
I'm prefacing what I'm about to say because it might hurt some people's butt.
go on.
hurt my butt.
It was the simplest fucking time.
it was.
Yeah.
You
It's all
didn't-
done for you.
You didn't have to fucking do shit.
Just do what you're told, man.
That's it. You have
It's
one
real easy.
fucking job, and
Yeah.
it's to keep you and the people to your left, right, front, and rear alive.
Yeah.
That's it. That is
See,
your.
and
I
you
mean,
do-
you have a mission,
And you do what
but
you need to do
ultimately,
to do
that's
that.
all it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but so I agree with what you said, but our other mission was to kill bad guys,
right? 100%.
and when they tied our fucking hands from killing bad guys,
That's more stressful
That
than
was-
the concept of just pulling the trigger.
yes,
Yeah.
like
That's why, like Fallujah, I look back on my time in like Phantom Fury, and I'm like, that was the best time of my career.
Well, do you remember?
Because the rules of engagement were, hey, ages 15 to 55, male or female, kill them.
Do you remember?
yeah,
Do you remember?
That's simple.
It was
Do you
like,
remember
that's simple.
07,
Roger that.
07, 08 when they were talking about issuing less than lethal rounds?
Yeah, it was an Anbar. We didn't listen to that.
And it was just like, what the fuck
When I was
are you talking
when
about?
I was a
Like,
sniper, my ROE was I couldn't shoot anybody unless I was shot at.
in a sniper hide.
I'm like,
They're not supposed to know you exist.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm like,
dude,
we
they're not-
need to stand up and do jumping jacks.
There's workarounds.
Yeah, there was workarounds, and I kind of got yelled at for them, but
They worked.
it worked, right? Like we would use the Iraqi police as bait,
Why not?
and it
It
worked.
didn't give away his position until it's too late.
You know,
So, but
but like I mean, yeah, like you're a sniper, go out and do sniper things, but don't shoot anybody unless you're shot at. Well, then I'm a terrible sniper.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Like
that makes me just an infantry squad member. Like that,
With
that
a
takes
bolt-
away
with
the
a-
skill set.
with
With
a
a
bolt
bolt
action.
That makes me a
Right.
DM. That's
Yeah.
all I am. I'm a designated marksman now. That's it.
So you've put me in an assault position without an assault weapon.
yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your spotter's got one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. At least there's
No,
that.
we had enough weapons. It was
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, but
It's like every time I meet a recon guy with a combat action ribbon, I'm like, so you're a shitty recon guy? I'm like, that's what you're saying. Like, you're not supposed to get fucking in fights, man. You're supposed to go in there, get RNS, and fucking leave. and then tell everybody else, man, that's your job.
coming from Mikey, who's got what five
But that's
five enemy marksmanship awards.
but that's my job. My job is to go in there and fucking get fucked up. That's my gig. I'm not recon. That's true.
It was movement to contact. He just mastered the contact part of it.
Right? It's like,
The actual, like he took it literally. Movement to contact.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move and get
into
shot.
contact.
violence of action, bro. It still works.
Violence of action goes both ways.
They're like, why the fuck is he running at me? Fuck.
I already hit it once. So while we're talking about military stuff, we got an order that came through during our Black Friday sale for Warfighter, and it was pretty cool. Pretty cool note that was left in it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to butcher this dude's name, but it's Zebulon Henry.
Zebulon.
Zebulon.
Okay.
Sure it's not
Zebulen. Anyways, he ordered some smokes, and he said he loves a podcast. And he asked if we could do a little shout out for him. So I'm going to give a shout out for you, man. Yep. But so
Fuck you.
so he's part of the reactor department aboard the USS George Washington.
Fuck that.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I could say his name and say where he works, but
Hey.
sorry, bud.
He just lost his clearance. That's
Yeah,
all.
sorry, your
Redacted.
OPSEC isn't great. on
Enjoy your
boat.
smokes in the brig.
Shout out Zebulon. Hope the smoking lamp's lighted.
Yeah.
I don't know why they say it like that, but
Lighted?
yeah, that's what they say. Don't fucking ask me, man. The smoking lamp is lighted. That's what they say on ship.
They don't want a bunch of people lit or what?
Talk to the
What?
Navy, bro. I got nothing. I don't know. Like,
That's not even a word.
I know. Like, it's not English. The smoking lamp is lighted. Makes no sense.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Very weird. But so no shit, there I was.
Okay.
The USS Harper's Ferry, somewhere in the Indian Ocean on my way to Kuwait. And the smoking lamp was not lighted. The smoking lamp was out.
Oh, fuck.
And I was smoking a cigarette because they were transferring fuel like 7 floors below us, so that means the whole ship has to stop smoking, right?
That's a lot of fuel.
Makes
Yeah.
perfect
That
sense.
makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah. But I'm standing there with the command master chief who has a cigar and he's like, you're fine. And I'm like, all right, man, if you say so. About that time, some sailor runs around the corner and he's like, hey, Marine, the fucking smoking lamp's out and da-da-da. And Master Chief looks at him and he's like, oh, Master Chief. And he's like, yes. And he just puffs his stogie. And he's like, I'm sorry. Hey, Sergeant, you need to, and he's like, no, he fucking doesn't. I was like, yeah, bitch, no, I don't. So I sat there smoking my cigarette. That dude would like bring me down into his office and we'd like fucking smoke cigars and shit.
Nice.
He had a fucking, he had the, I don't know what rate they are in the Navy, but basically built a filtration system out of the fucking boat to his office.
Nice.
Like they modified a fucking naval vessel
So he could
this
smoke
dude could smoke
cigars.
cigars in his office. He was
Hell yeah.
gangster as fuck, man. The guy was cool as shit. So Master Chief Brant was his name. Fucking good dude. He's got to be retired by now, but I never forgot that, man. That was awesome. I was also one of the only fucking enlisted guys that was lower enlisted because I was an E5 at the time that got his coin.
What is that? If you have anchors on your collar, you can pretty much just do whatever the fuck you want.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. So like, if you're an E7 in the Navy on ship, you're on fucking easy street, man.
Yeah,
you
you're
have
like
like fucking
untouchable.
servants and shit. Like you go to the chief's mess and you just sit there and you're just like, I'm fine. And you like sit there in your nice big plush chairs eating fucking gourmet chow and shit. Rest of us are in the fucking galley eating bullshit off the floor and stuff. And he's like, they're all up there like
I went to a
chilling.
4-week PSYOP course in Fort Dix, New Jersey.
which is a nightmare.
Oh my
That place
God.
is an armpit.
And the only reason I went is that
Why does it smell like that?
because it's New Jersey.
Fucking terrible, man.
Oh, I thought you said-
But I went to this 4-week PSYOP course
It
in New
smells
Jersey.
like a gooch. Like it's pretty fucking
Dude,
accurate.
Jersey's awful.
It's that fort is aptly named. Fuck.
Yeah. So, but I went to this course, and the whole reason that I wanted to go was there was a 12-day field exercise where they brought in all of these. It's like this huge acting company, and so they essentially build this like fake country.
Yeah.
So it's a legitimate hands-on.
The notional Albanians or whatever the fuck.
Yeah. So, but it's this legitimate hands-on. So there's a bunch of classroom coursework and stuff, but there's a legitimate hands-on portion to being able to do PSYOP. And when you're not deployed, so psychological operations cannot be performed within the United States. We can't do it. It's like
You should tell that to the media.
in the
well,
government.
that's the funny. Well,
and
so
Fauci and
we weren't allowed to do it.
Oh,
That doesn't mean it's not done.
Yeah.
But we weren't allowed to do it.
It
So-
only goes up so far, and then they're allowed to.
oh yeah.
So, and the problem with that is when you're never allowed to practice what the fuck your skill set is, and then you deploy, you're essentially always just going in cold because you're like, I haven't done this shit. Like, sure, let's go. So that's why I wanted to go. But there was a Navy Master Chief there, and it was because they were experimenting with and getting psychological operations involved within the Navy. Don't know why. It was something about delivery tactic and da 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 da. And I was like, "What are you gonna do? Fire the shit across the horizon? Like what why do you guys need a psyop detect?" But anyways, there was a Master Chief there, and the course was being taught by an E7, one of the coolest dudes I've ever met. He would walk around with a ginger beer in his hand all the time, and the spicier the ginger beer, the better.
Huh.
And
It's like I don't drink that Gosling's bullshit.
no, this shit was like, he's like, oh, this is handmade by da da da. So we were always trying to find him like one that was spicier than what he had, and he would just sit there and sip it all day.
That's fucking heartburn in a can.
And,
Right.
And this dude had a master's degree in, it was a master's degree in historical media.
Huh.
Yeah. But
It's
and
a
I was
weird
like,
flex.
and we asked him, like, why haven't you commissioned and stuff like that? And he's like, they'd pull me out of, because PSYOP is 95% enlisted.
Yeah.
So if he had commissioned, he would have gotten pulled and gone to do something else. And
Why
he
would
was
you
like,
want to make more money doing something else?
well, and he was like, he didn't want to leave
That's crazy.
PSYOP. He wanted to stay inside PSYOP. And super cool dude, but that Master Chief showed up and that dude just did whatever the fuck he wanted. Like
Yeah.
he just walked around. Super involved. He was on my team and he was great to have and all that kind of stuff. And it was great being with him. But you want to talk about a dude that was like,
Oh, they're entitled, bro.
dude, that E7 instructor walked up and told him to do something one time. And this guy literally, I think he was walking around with a coffee cup and he was like, hey, you can't have that out here. We're in a training. And this dude looked down at his collar and looked back up and goes like, you can take it from me. And I was like,
We gotta think, dude. That's a sergeant major.
Yeah, he was
like standing there,
unfucking
like, go ahead.
it was pretty good. But
Like-
the dude showed up in a POV. I was like, what the fuck? We just leave every night,
Sure.
come back. I was like,
Who's going to tell him no?
yeah, well, that was the thing. Is he was
No,
like, no, he
fucking-
goes, I went to,
He's
I
at the
went,
pinnacle of his career.
I
He
went and
doesn't
got
give a fuck.
German food with him a couple times. He was like, you want to go? And I was like, I don't think I'm not supposed to leave post or whatever. He's like, you're with me. You're fine.
He's
And I was like, whatever, chief. Like, if you say so, like, I don't fucking,
Roger that. Shit.
like, let's go. But, yeah. So, Master Chief, sir. Speaking of fucking weird ranks, I saw a warrant officer in the wild.
So
I actually saw one. And I was like, it was like 3:00 in the afternoon at a Home Depot. And
So-
fucking warrant, I was like, that's where you guys go. I was like,
so I had this conversation on my travels the last couple weeks. One of my Marines, who I had as PFC Walker back in the day, is now Chief Warrant Officer 3 Walker, stationed in Camp Lejeune, right?
Can you even
And-
see him?
So in the Marines, it's not the same. All right,
Oh,
like
really?
we see those fuckers all the time. Like
I only
like
see
my
warrant
maintenance-
officers if they're next to a helicopter.
Like my platoon commander was a warrant officer when I went to tracks. Like fucking, like I saw warrant officers all the fucking time. A lot of my peers and friends became warrant officers, a lot of them. But I told him, I was like, yo, apparently in the Army, you guys are like fucking ghosts. And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, and I told him a story that my buddy Ken Peck told me. How he had a separate cover and a separate set of keys, and he would leave it on his desk. And then he'd leave. He'd just fucking take off. And he'd be like, yeah, the chief's here somewhere. I don't know where the fuck he's at. And then he'd come back later and like move it and then leave again. Like that's what he would do. And like he was like nobody ever fucking knew where he was. And he was like, and I told my buddy Walker this, and he goes, fuck, I should have done that. I was like, man, step your
Dude,
game
seriously,
up,
this
bro.
warrant officer though was doing laps, like on the outer perimeter.
Yeah.
If I'm not looking at anything, just
not being at work.
doing laps. I was like, is this what you guys fucking do?
Oh, do you remember when I was in California earlier this year?
Yeah.
Fucking, I went there and I went to a friend of mine's retirement. He was Chief Warrant Officer 5. Like that's even
Fuck.
That's even more. That's the fucking unicorns, man. Like even the Marines were like, "Whoa, fuck," because it's just a red bar. You know, it's like, what the fuck?
What do we do?
Yeah,
Everybody
like,
know what we do?
and like-
Nobody's seen one of these before.
But he was like, he was
Nobody
my.
knows. I love watching people walk up on a warrant officer and they're like, "Sir, Mister, do I salute? Do I not salute?" And the
Steve?
warrant officers are like, "I don't give a fuck."
Yeah, they're like, fuck off, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I'm too salty to give a shit. Like, fuck.
it could be like it could be a fucking W01,
Yeah.
and everybody's like, "What? Do I salute? Do I not salute? Are
like,
you Mister? Are you Sir? Whatever." They're like,
I'm sir.
they're like,
In the
no.
Army,
Most
they're
of them were
Mr.
like, he just said he was
Yeah.
like, Steve works,
I'm Steve.
and it's like,
Or,
what?
yeah.
What?
Or Mr. Steve if you get the cool ones.
Yeah.
Well, because they're supposed to refer to as Mister. Like
In
if
the
they're going to
you
use
got-
their name,
in
it's
the army,
Mister.
it's just sir to us. It's just we call him sir.
Oh, you can default to Sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you salute, they'll salute back. But most of them, if you don't salute, they're like, I don't give a fuck. Because most of them are like IT or whatever, or they're pilots.
Yeah.
They're fucking like helicopter pilots are all warrant officers.
Yeah, well, so that's why I was good because I almost did. I don't know if you guys knew this about me, but I had an inter-service
I almost went to
transfer
walk.
package
Yeah.
going to the army. I was going to the army
To go be a pilot.
to be a warrant officer.
I almost put my packet in.
I was actually
going
going
to
to be a maintenance officer. I was going to go and be like in charge of.
Oh no,
maintenance
I
or
wanted to go
some shit.
fly 864s.
Like
So I
I
almost
didn't
put
have the
my packet in to
eyesight
go
for
be
it
a-
then. You know, like, and because the Marine Corps tiers the priority,
I had my whole packet
they
together. They were
wouldn't
like,
do surgery for me.
you have to join for an additional 8 years, and I was like, ooh, never mind.
Well, like I was a lifer, man, so I was like,
Yeah.
I was going to do it. I knew I wasn't going to pick up gunny because when you choke slam a warrant officer, which is why I never picked up gunny, like you don't pick up gunny, and you're definitely not getting selected a warrant officer from staff sergeant, right? So that's why I was a super staff sergeant, as I like to call myself. Like,
Yeah, that's why
like
my
first sergeants walked to my office and they were like, "Staff sergeant, do you have a minute?" I'd be like, "What's up, boot camp?" Yeah, I was like, "What's up, dude?"
that's why my grandfather was a full bird colonel for 17 years.
See, he did something to not get a star.
Oh, he told several generals that.
Yeah. You know? And you know what? I bet you his fucking guys respected him.
Yeah.
You know? Because
So
he probably
when
fucking
he
ran interference
retired,
on their
he was
bullshit.
the highest ranking colonel in the U.S. Army. And now the guy that holds his post now, I met him. He was at my grandfather's birthday party as a 3-star. I was like, you were doing a 3-star job as a colonel. That's got to suck.
Yeah. Talk about being underpaid. Fuck.
The dude was standing behind my grandfather's bar in his house and told me, I was like, oh, so you're a colonel? He's like, actually, I'm a 3-star general. I was like, oh, well, I'm drinking bourbon. So if you want to pour that for me real quick. He's like, you just heard me say I was a general, right? And I was like, you're also standing behind the fucking bar and I don't see a uniform. So get to fucking making.
I was at the
civilian.
so I was at the VFW last night with Jack, as I had mentioned. And I actually have a beef with this VFW here. The first time, I've only been in there twice. The first time I went in there to get food because my favorite wing place had shut down because of COVID, and they moved into, they were serving wings out of the VFW there. So I ordered wings, which unfortunately it's not there anymore. But I went in there and my hat was backwards, and I got fucking scolded for my hat being backwards. You can turn your hat around. Fuck, excuse me? You know, and they're like, you can turn your hat around while you're in here. I'm like, I don't at all. I don't have to do that. You know, and I was like, no, I don't have to do that. And then the commander came out and was like, He was like, "Hey, son." And I was like, "Oh, you already lost me." I was like, "You already lost me, chief." Like, hey, that ain't gonna fucking work. Well, I'm the commander here. That's cute, dude. I'm not a member. I'm waiting on food. I don't know what to fucking tell you. Yeah. All right? And he's
You're
like,
the commander of a VFW.
I was like,
You need to pump your brakes.
and he's like, "Are you a veteran?" I says, "Yeah." And he's like, "Well, why aren't you a member?" I was like, "Because I'm not fucking 80. I don't know, dude. Like, I'm not into it. Like,
Because the VFW hasn't figured out how to make this relevant for anybody under the age of retirement.
yeah, right.
Like,
But here's what I found out last night. The fucking commander and all the staff over at that place never went to combat. They're all non-combat veterans of a VFW.
so the commander of the
the
Veterans of Foreign Wars
Yeah.
never
So,
deployed?
I'm going to go in there with my fucking hat backwards, and when he fucking says something, I'm going to pop the fuck off on this guy and be like, "Listen here, you fucking
You know,
Next
bitch."
time you walk in, you should pin all of your purple hearts on. Just a rack of just purple hearts.
Just fucking
You
bing,
should,
bing, bing.
you should just
Good evening, sir.
become the commander of that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that at all. That sounds fucking terrible.
So I tried to get
Mikey,
recruited.
you could throw ragers in a
Oh my
VFW.
god, you would bring that bitch alive.
I might
would
actually
go.
join. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
You could make hats that say "Make VFWs cool again."
Do it. It's like a school board, except
but instead
VFW
of
commander.
instead of being red hats, they'll be purple.
I don't know what I would do.
There's a VFW post in Nebraska that tried to recruit me.
Yeah.
And so I asked one question. And I'm like, you guys got a bar? Like, no. I'm like, well, I'm out.
Yeah, wrong answer.
Like,
This place actually has a great bar.
Yeah.
Like that place has potential to be a cool spot. Got a nice event area in
needs
the
a new
back.
commander.
It fucking definitely does. That's a terrible idea.
This is an awesome
Dude,
idea.
you could get all of Satmar to go. And
Commander
oh,
Fahey.
you know what? I haven't talked to you
Can you
since
smoke
the
in
Marine
it?
Corps birthday.
You have not.
I have stories.
Oh, he has so many
You have
stories.
stories?
I have stories. I got really drunk.
Yeah, you did.
And I had a really good time.
You had a great time. Yeah.
I had a great time.
Yeah, it was fun.
I wished I was a Marine for like 10 minutes there. I really did. But no,
I still got it, don't I?
you do.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you do the? Did you?
Oh, banana back to dust.
Did you do
Good
the
thing it's
chant
metal.
again?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen
No,
a video of the chant.
At this point, it's tradition, and they
Yeah.
make me. Yeah.
It was good.
That chant is the only thing that actually has ever made me want to be a Marine. It's just to be able to stand in front of a group of Marines and start that.
So that night, Michelle came and picked me up. Thank God she did. But
Good one.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
the next morning, I had to go to work, and she had to give me a ride back to my truck.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find my wallet. Like, fuck, I don't know where my wallet's at. I'm like, I know I closed out my tab. I know I put it in my wallet. She's like, maybe it's where you threw up on the way home. And I'm like, I didn't throw up on the way. She's like, oh, yeah, you did. I'm like, all right. Well, let's go. You know, so she takes me. She's like, you threw up along this sidewalk somewhere, right? So she parks at the first turn. I walk down the thing. I'm like, oh, there's a big pile of puke. There's my fucking wallet. I found it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
That's
It was
great.
Yeah.
That was a good time. That was
Yeah,
a
it was
good
fun.
time.
It
I
was
did
fun.
one Marine Corps birthday, and that was enough.
I will do all of the Marine Corps birthdays.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
You know, it might have been the people I was with.
yeah.
Maybe the reason that I never needed
Dude,
to do a Marine
when
Corps
Marines are
birthday.
like, it's the birthday, we're going to the bar, you should definitely go if you're
No,
not.
see, that was the invite that I got. Was it's
And I was
it's Marines that said we. But then
I was
everybody
worried.
stared crying, and I was like, I don't
Yeah,
need to
that's-
be here anymore.
That's weird. We had
Yeah.
one. We had one.
Can you
crier.
pass that down?
I was a little worried that I was the army guy and I'd be a little bit like on the outcast. It wasn't
Out of
like
all
that
the
at
other
No.
branches,
No, it
if
was cool.
any other branch is going to let the army guy hang out,
The
it's
Marines,
the
are-
Marines.
yeah, the Marines are gonna let you.
Yeah,
hang out.
no, it was
Sure.
fun. It was fun. I had a great time.
Yeah, it was fun. That was a good night. I needed it too, man. Because the night before that, I put my dog
Yeah,
down.
that was
Yeah.
that was right after Saint.
And,
Yeah,
and I think you had to be on an early flight the next day.
I did. I had a fucking 7 a.m. flight
How did
the
that
day
go?
after. It was rough.
Yeah.
It was painful. I made it. It was fine.
I thought about you, buddy.
Yeah, because I closed the bar down and made it home.
Where was it this year?
Did you even
we
sleep?
ended up a little bit. Yeah, I ended up. We ended up killing it at Thirsty Horse,
Oh, okay.
and then
Didn't go back. Didn't book out Blue Bonnet again.
no, I didn't do it this year. They had a band or something. There was a fucking cover, and I was like, yeah, fuck that. And
They
I know
should
the owner.
fucking know by
Yeah,
now.
right.
Just
Like,
be
and I know the
just-
owner of Thirsty Horse, and he was like stoked that we were coming.
That
So
was
Yeah.
great.
it was a good time. And like, yeah, it was fucking. They're just super accommodating to that place for us. Like, it's cool. So, Saul, If you guys are in the San Antonio, Texas area, highly suggest swing by Thirsty Horse. It's
We have
great
a lot of
fucking
friends
bar.
that are coming between Christmas and New Year's for that week.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna have to make the rounds with a couple of them.
man, dude, fucking. But we had I bawled my eyes out the whole way home. That's when me and all the alcohol and then my dog fucking
Yeah.
getting put down and everything just finally came, and I just cried like a bitch the whhole way home. And then I've been good since.
Yeah.
You know,
Just
and I
had to
will
get
tell
it
you,
out.
shout out to I need to get their name, but there's a crematory for animals here in New Braunfels.
Yeah.
They cremated my dog, and he comes in like this nice box
Yeah.
with a little brass plate. They give it like a tuft of his hair, and they did like a little framed paw imprint,
Yeah.
Oh.
like in like clay, in like a little frame with his name. And I was
Yeah.
like, dude,
Those pet crematoriums are
fucking
amazing.
awesome, dude.
When
You know what's fucked up?
when whiskey passed,
It was better than what I got my mom back
Yeah.
in.
100%, 100%. It's
I was
amazing.
like, are you fucking kidding me? And like, you open it up, it's in like a felt bag that says "Until we meet again on the Rainbow Bridge." It's all sweet and shit. And I'm like,
When
oh my
whiskey
God.
passed, the same thing happened.
I didn't get this shit from my mother.
And
Well, you were young.
Well, yeah,
the same thing when whiskey passed. I took him to a pet crematorium
yeah.
and got it back. And I bawled when whiskey passed, and I bawled when I got the remains. And then my fucking cunt of an ex-wife kept the damn remains of my dog. I was like, it's not even your fucking dog.
What a twat, dude.
Dude.
What a twat. Well, and then shout out to my vet too. Universal City Animal Hospital, fucking amazing people. They were fucking cool as shit during the whole process, which was not easy, but they were fucking awesome. And then they actually gave us like a little sympathy card, and they did a nose print on
Nice.
him. So like we got like his nose print too, and I was like, fuck, man, just twisting it,
Right.
you know. And I felt mostly bad for Haley because I left the next morning. Like I left after the
Yeah, so
birthday.
she just had to deal
So
with it.
she got all this shit and had to deal with it while I was
Oh.
gone. And I was like, fuck, because I was gone for 11 days straight.
Yeah.
So it was just like, fuck, man.
Caitlin's been trying to convince me that I need a dog.
Telling you, everybody needs a dog.
Yeah.
I don't think I need a dog.
John, I like your mom's two dogs.
The King Charles Cavaliers.
Yeah,
the
those are cool
ones.
little dogs.
They're just chill.
They're
Yeah.
chill. They're good looking little dogs.
They don't shed.
Yeah.
I think I've just
King
lost.
Charles.
I think
Yeah.
I've just lost too many at this point. But I'm like,
Yeah.
Well, you're inheriting a tragedy. Every time you
well,
get
it's
one,
not
like
that.
you know it's
that-
going to happen.
It's that
Like,
between. So I lost whiskey, and then 18 months later, I got divorced, and she kept all of them. So she kept my Great Dane, she kept my Belgian Malinois, and so at this point, I'm just like, too many of my like best friends have just like fucking disappeared.
yeah.
And my wife is, and she knows I love dogs, and I do. I love them. I competed with them. Like I trained them. I love dogs, and I just don't think I want to go through it again.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, yeah.
I'm
I
doing-
just-
I just figured out your Christmas present.
fuck you. Do not get me a dog.
I'm doing a bad job with Tank.
She's been sending me pictures of like,
He likes to give hugs.
yep, he does.
So he jumps up to hug you,
Okay.
but he just hugs. He's not like jumping on you. He like jumps up and wraps around you and
Yeah.
hugs.
Are you sure that's not the first step into a hump?
He's not doing that.
Yeah.
No, he just holds
Yeah,
on to you.
He just holds on and just like because he just wants attention. That's all he
Yeah.
wants. And it's like I know it's bad behavior. I shouldn't let him jump up, but I kind of like the hugs.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Tank is actually super smart.
these are fucking yeah.
I was over there I was there 10 minutes and had this dog already like behaving. I was like, he was looking at me and I'm like, the fuck? And I was like,
No, he's a good dog.
he's a good dog.
He's a good pooch.
Yeah, I don't think I want to do another dog.
Yeah, I'm glad I had him. I with fucking losing Saint. Like I'm glad I had Tank. I'm glad I had Tessie. And shout out to Dave and Justin for helping me out and watching Tessie while I was off on my travels. Appreciate you guys.
Low key, I was kind of bummed that Tank wasn't there also.
Yeah. Well, Mendoza had Tank, who apparently his pug is now Tank's girlfriend. And I was like, do not let him fuck her. Have you seen the hammer on that animal? Like he is gonna rip her in fucking half. Because Tank has a fucking hammer. All right, like he is a dick that would put fucking a lot of grown men to shame. All right, like that
Now I'm
motherfucker
just
is
thinking
just
what a bulldog and a pug would look like.
hilarious.
It'd be,
Yeah.
that'd be an amazing dog.
Yeah, it'd be great, but dude, he would fucking murder her dog, or he would murder his dog. Like it would have been terrible. Like it would have been like. It's like fisting a chicken. I don't know. Dude. Like, it would've been fucking, like it's fucking
Everybody wants chicken fingers, but nobody wants to finger a chicken.
right. Like fuck. I told him I was like, dude, you better watch him. Like he's not fixed, man. Like And that hammer of a lipstick is gonna fucking tear your pug up. What would you even call that? A bull pug?
Yeah.
Bullpup.
Bullpup.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just be a pug that's just ripped.
It's just like a fucking meaty fucking bulldog with a swirly tail.
I'm looking at one right now that in the head looks adorable and cuddly, and in the body looks like it benches 600.
I get behind that.
All right. Maybe I'll talk to Mendoza. Fuck it.
Just 20-pound guard dog.
Right?
Just, what? Shit.
Could be fun.
Fuck up a kneecap.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Well, fuck, boys. This one's gone awry. We had some low points. We had some high points. I'm glad you guys enjoyed your gifts. That makes me happy.
Yeah,
That's fucking
it's
amazing.
awesome.
Good. I'm glad you guys like them. Brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use that code FTFO. Score yourself that fucking sweet 15%. I swear I heard it thump that time. And of course, wellness.us for all your CBD needs, which I've been fucking bathing in. They had a great Black Friday BOGO deal, and I've been bathing in freeze gel lately. So all those hotel beds been fucking me up, and wellness is taking care of me. So I would go with Freedom Friends 25 over there. Get yourself a quarter off your order over there. And I believe they have a Cyber Monday deal going right now, but I don't know.
I think it's over by the time this comes out.
Yeah, I think it's over tomorrow.
Yeah. That was a sweet fucking deal too.
Yeah. It was. They stick with the BOGO.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it was a buy one
Buy one get two. That's what it was.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was buy one get two. Yeah. So I'm good on freeze gel for a while. But yeah. I'm just gonna raise my glass here, boys. I'm gonna say thank you for being my freedom friends.
Thank you.
Cheers, cheers. It's good to be back. Missed you guys. Oh, that's good. And it's really just three things. Three little
things.
teeny weeny little deals, the opposite of Tank's hammer, if you will, that we ask you to do.
Or you can do Tank's hammer.
I mean, you can't, I guess. Fuck, if you're a pug.
I don't know, I've seen some women.
You know,
They look like pugs.
I've seen
sometimes.
the internet, man, and god damn it. Oh, never mind.
Anyways, the first one, John,
Smoke on.
Scotty,
Drink on.
and God damn it, boys.
Freedom
the fuck on.
See you next time.
Your poor browser history.
Dude, fucking for real.
The slap.
That's his browser history.
I got a note or a comment on one of the Warfighters posts. Guys asking if we had any slaps.